I'm sure you guys know this is being pre-recorded, meaning I can't talk about the Bills game because it hasn't happened yet. Well, I mean, it's happened at the time you guys are seeing this, but it hasn't happened at the time that I'm filming this. So instead, I'm going to talk about one of my favorite battles of all time. The Coca-Cola versus Pepsi battle. I don't know, what side are you on? Because I've noticed that it's a very, very passionate divide there. People who drink Pepsi will not drink Coke. People who drink Coke will not drink Pepsi. And I'm not talking like the casual soda drinker like me. I don't care. I'll drink either one. But I'm talking like the die-hard for years they've been drinking the same pop kind of people. The old restaurant I used to work at used to only serve Pepsi products. You know how many times someone would ask for a Coke and I would say, is Pepsi okay? And they would say, no, I'll just take a water. At least once a shift that would happen. And I worked there for 3 years. Look, I stand kind of in the middle of it all though. Like seriously, I think Coke tastes better out of a can. I think Pepsi tastes better out of a fountain. When at the end of the day, it's just pop, it's just Coke, it's just cola. At least that's how I look at it. I can tough it out. If you're one of those people that absolutely refuses to drink Coke or Pepsi, I guess let me know why in the comments. But to me, I don't know, man. I'll just drink whatever I can get. Alright, what is going on guys, and welcome back to another video. Today's video has been revealed actually in yesterday's video. If you guys paid attention, I am going to be doing Justin Jefferson versus the world. This has been an ongoing series, but this particular episode I'm excited for because I think very highly of Justin Jefferson, but I want to be honest with myself, so I want to see where he ranks. One quick thing right before we hop into it though guys, head over to gfuel.com, use code WyattzWorld, save yourself a discount on any G Fuel products. Alright, let's get after it. So here we are back at the tier list. I'm sure everybody by now knows how this works, but a quick summarization for those who don't. I got Justin Jefferson in the middle. I have a section above him for those people I think who are better than him. And I got a section below him for those people I think are worse than him. As you can already see, I took all the rookies out because there's not a fucking rookie I would take over him. And before we hop into it, why don't we just go look at his stats really quick? Let's see his numbers, just so we can understand how good Justin Jefferson's been in his short career so far. So here we are with Justin Jefferson. As you guys can see, he's only been in the league for about a year and a half now. Last year, he probably should have been Rookie of the Year. Honestly, I can't really argue with Herbert. I'm a biased Vikings fan. But he was the Rookie of the Year runner-up with 1,400 receiving yards, 88 receptions, 7 touchdowns, and he averaged 15.9 yards a reception. This year, he remains one of the most consistent wide receivers in the league, logging in at least 5 receptions for 60 yards every single game. There was also some crazy stat that he's leading the league in like 3 major receiving categories. But even with that, I gotta remember, he has only been here for about a year and a half. How confident am I in the guy? Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of chill right here for now and I'll move my camera if I need to. But starting off this list, we've got Davante Adams. Unfortunately, I have to start this list off with a yes because I'm not gonna not take the best receiver in football over him. I think Justin Jefferson is following his footsteps. I think he could be as good as Davante Adams, but right now, I'd be fucking crazy. Up next, we got Nelson Agnew. Just no. Like, that's not even a question. Up next, we got Brandon Ayuk. No, but I think Shanahan just doesn't fucking like him. He keeps saying that he hasn't stepped up, he hasn't performed, he hasn't showed enough. He was spectacular last year. What the fuck has he done? Moving on, we got AJ Brown. You know, honestly, this is a very close one. I think very highly of AJ. I've said multiple times, I think he's like a combination of DK and Tyreek. But as much as I love AJ Brown, man, this guy's hurt every single fucking year. He always has been. Like, don't get me wrong, he's an absolute dog, but I'm taking reliability. Moving on, we got Keenan Allen. This one is very close, but I've already thought about this, honestly, and no. I love Keenan. I think he's a fantastic route runner. I think he's got one of the best sets of hands in football. But man, in recent years, he's just been all receptions, and he's not getting any fucking touchdowns either. Like, it's great you can catch a lot of passes, but if you're not going far with it, you're not scoring, it doesn't really mean as much. Moving on, we got Robbie Anderson. Super underrated. No, I wouldn't. He's starting to heat up this year now, too, finally. I got him in a couple fantasy leagues. People dropped him. Just because someone doesn't do good in the first 4 weeks doesn't mean their whole year is fucked. Up next, we got the Bees. By the way, yes, I have to move a little bit quicker through wide receivers because as you can see, there's a million of them. But Cole Beasley, no. I admire your work for Buffalo. I admire you as a person. Moving on, we got Tyler Boyd, another underrated guy who I wouldn't take over Jefferson, but I would feel extremely comfortable with him on my team. I would actually want him on my team. Up next, we got Antonio Brown. Man, I've given him credit. I just talked about it yesterday. It doesn't look like he's skipped a beat. This is difficult, man. I really do think AB is like that good again. I don't know if he can hang there right now. If AB is still doing what he's doing in week 8 or 9, I'll probably retract my statement because he still is a fucking beast, but for right now, no. Up next, we got Calvin Ridley. This one is extremely close as well. Now, he's only had 1 year where he's broken 1,000 receiving yards, but granted he was playing with Julio Jones for the start of his career, you can't expect him to get a lot of action. Even though he still did. They're both dangerous as hell to have running down the field, don't get me wrong. And it might just be a personal preference, but I'm going to put Calvin below him, not by much, but by a little. Moving on, we got CD. Close, but no. I mean, no doubt about it, he's going to be a fucking monster for his entire NFL career. I just don't know if he's as good as Jefferson yet. I don't think so. Loved him in college, though. Moving on, we got DJ Chark, not a question. Chase Claypool, no. He's good, but no. Brandon Cooks, I love that man to death, man. I've talked about him in the best ways possible, and I will continue to. My answer is no, but he is going to be the most consistent receiver out of anybody on this list. I swear to God. Up next, we got Amari Cooper. No. I still think he's good. I still think that him and CD reign about the same place. But after week 1 where he got 13 receptions, he's gotten 3, 3, 3, 3, and 5. Basically, he's not having as much success when he's not playing the worst secondary in football. Up next, we got Corey Davis. Absolutely not. Why don't we do Jamison Crowder? Absolutely not. Up next, we got Curtis Samuel. Another no. I think he's underrated. Is he back playing yet? I know he was hurt too. Kinda wish he would have stayed on Carolina, but he'll help Washington when he can get in that game plan. Moving on to Gabriel Davis. No. Deebo Samuel. Probably my biggest shock this year at wide receiver. This guy's been an animal. But no. This is the first year that he's ever blown up as far as I'm concerned, and he can't stay healthy to save his fucking life. Guess his rookie year wasn't bad, but he didn't play the full season. Moving on, we got Stephon Diggs. Yes. Now this is one where it's like, okay, Vikings traded Diggs to the Bills. They drafted Jefferson with the pick they got in return. They're both playing out of their fucking minds. Now, I've always had a super soft spot for Diggs, and it just happens to be that he's only played for my 2 favorite teams. But I genuinely do believe that he is like the 3rd best in the league. So other than Adams, there's only one other dude I'd take over him. I haven't seen the Bills-Titans game, like I said, but my prediction for tonight is he's going to go absolutely ballistic. Moving on, we got Deontay Johnson. Okay, is everyone finally going to shut the hell up about him dropping every pass? I've been trying to defend him. No, I wouldn't take him over Jefferson, but he is by far the best receiver on that roster. Up next, we got DJ Moore. Probably just because I get to see Justin play more, I'm going to take Justin over DJ. But this is in no way, shape, or form supposed to be a form of disrespect. I love this man. It's an unhealthy infatuation. All right, up next, we got DK Metcalf, and yes. Dude, I love Jefferson. This isn't a knock, but I think I can't get it out of my head. He is going to be the man one day. He's going to be the best in the league for a very long time. Moving on, we got Big Mike, another one that I would very, very slightly, but I would. Very, very slept on. Slap yourself in the face if you don't think he's good. You're an idiot. Up next, we got Will Fuller, another guy I like, but no for obvious reasons. Hamstring gets hurt once a year. He gets caught on steroids once a year. I think he's a good number 2 to have on a team, but I don't think he's a number 1. Moving on, we got Michael Gallup. No. Chris Godwin, no. He's actually good. I said that like he was bad. Chris Godwin's not bad. He's everything but bad. Moving on, we got Kenny Golladay, who I think might be one of the biggest clowns in the league. Right now, I think he's a clown. I do like him, but I think he's a clown. He's not better than Jefferson. He gets hurt all the time, and he's on the Giants upset about, not being productive when he put himself in the worst position he could have. Him going to work with Daniel Jones and then getting mad he's not getting the ball is like me going to work at McDonald's and getting pissed off that they're having me flip burgers. Moving on, we got McCole Hardman, and not bad, but just no. T. Higgins, I love him to death, but no. I think he's going to be super good. I think the Bengals are just going to be set for life, man. Moving on, we got Tyreek. Yeah, I would. Said it before, I'll say it again. He's not just fast. He is very, very good. Also, why does it seem like 2-3 times a year there's games where Tyreek Hill just cannot be stopped and he absolutely brutalizes the other team? It's already happened once this year. It'll probably happen 2 or 3 other times. I swear to God, every single year. Moving on, we got TYNO. Don't even have to think about it. Is he even playing? I don't fucking know. Up next, we got the other man who I would probably take over Diggs, and that is DeAndre Hopkins. I can't ever decide who's better between him and Adams. It changes every single week, but Diggs is the guy that lingers right behind them. Just can't ever get over this guy's jump ball, and it doesn't surprise me that he can catch any ball either. Have you seen his hands? They're this big. He looks like E.T. He's another example of someone we will never see anyone like ever again. Moving on, we got Scary Jerry Jeudy. He's hurt, and no, even if he was healthy. He just hasn't done enough, man. Moving on, we got Juju Smith-Schuster. juice? No. All right, how about Julio Jones? This is a good one. Talent-wise, I still think he is. I still think he's got it, but it's only when his body can keep up with him and allow him to play, man. He's already been hurt for what, 2-3 weeks this season? It sucks. It really does, but that's what happens with age. Talent, if you told me, hey, we can put Julio Jones' talent in Jefferson's body or Justin Jefferson's talent in Justin Jefferson's body, I'm going to take Julio Jones' talent. But if it was like a contract of any sort, even a year, and I was responsible for them playing, I couldn't take Julio. But since we're talking skill, I still think he's got it. He's still one of the best in the game. Moving on, Cooper Kupp. We already said this in the Cooper Kupp episode, but no. You know, it really is kind of a close race if you look at their stats, especially Cooper Kupp's this year. But yeah, just no, I can't. Not over Jet. Moving on to Jarvis the Juice Landry. No. Good, but no, he's not there. He's not a number one. Up next, we got Tyler Lockett. No. Especially without Russ, no. Even though that has nothing to do with his talent, he's just not going to get the ball nearly as much. Very, very good, very underrated, but very boomer bust. Up next, Hollywood. No, he's been doing good, but this is the first time I've ever looked at Hollywood and thought to myself that he wasn't shit. Marvin Jones Jr. No. Underrated, but no. Moving on, I'm going to save him for last. Terry's going last. Darnell Mooney. He's not bad. I've watched him this year. He's a decent receiver, but for the Bears fans that think he's God, I think you're high. Moving on, Odell Beckham. Oh, I didn't even think about him. I do believe he has the talent in him, but we have yet to see it. He did have a good bounce back this week, and I hope he continues to do it. But where he's been since he's left New York, he hasn't been there, man. Sorry, Odell. I love you, but no. Devontae Parker. No. Jesus. Dude, I just think he's a bust. I don't care what anybody says. He can have serviceable games. I think he's been having a serviceable year, but he's not been a first-round draft pick. Up next, we got Michael Pittman. I like him, but no. He does have all the potential in the world to be fantastic, though. Up next, Jalen Reagor, the guy who was drafted above him by the Eagles. I would kick my own ass if I put him above Justin Jefferson. Are you kidding me? Moving on, we got Allen Robinson, who's having the most disappointing year so far. Not saying it's his fault because I know it's not. He is absolutely fantastic. But I don't think he's logged in more than 4 receptions in a game this year. I don't think he's had more than 1 touchdown either. Total. Like, I don't know what the fuck's going on with him. Like, right now, I can't take him over Jefferson, no matter how much I like him. Moving on, we got Henry Ruggs, who looks like he might be starting to break out. Good for him. Not yet. It is interesting. He was the first receiver taken in that draft, though. Up next, we got Laviska Shenault. No. I don't think I need to explain that. Just no. Cortland Sutton, no. He's actually good, man. He makes great catches. He has a little injury problem himself, though. If he can straighten that out, he can be one of the league's best. Up next, we got his partner, Adam Thielen. No. Love him to death. But I mean, he's not as skilled as Jefferson. He was never as skilled as Diggs. It's been no secret. He's a workhorse. Moving on, we got Michael Thomas. As much as I hate Slant Boy, it's a toss-up, man. That's a hard one. Right now, I can't take Michael Thomas over Jefferson. All right, up next, we got Mike Williams. Underrated, man. People are acting like he's just arriving in the league now. He's having a fantastic start. He's had a couple weeks where he's been locked down, this last week being one of them. It's always been good. Keenan's just been overshadowing him. I wouldn't take him over Jefferson, though. I don't think he's on that level. Jefferson, I think, is more of an asset all around the field. Mike Williams, I think, is just certain parts, and that's deep streaks. And anything in the end zone since he's 6'4". Up next, we got Robert Woods, another guy that I have a lot of respect for, and I like him a lot. I kind of wish he would have stayed in Buffalo forever, but if he would have, we wouldn't probably have Diggs. Regardless, I couldn't take him over Jefferson either. I just don't think he is the #1 receiver on a team. But when he plays alongside one, he's one of the best #2s you can have. And finally, the one I wanted to end on was Terry McLaurin. Stat-wise, if you go off of this year and last year, Jefferson has been better than him. But play style and technique, I think they're the same person. And I think Terry, I've seen him already this year make 2 or 3 catches that my jaw hits the floor on. He has some of the most talent in the league right now currently. It's so close. It really, really is. And I have no disrespect on him. And I wanted to save it for last just because I wanted to express how much I do like him and how similar I see him to Jefferson. But I couldn't take him over Justin. And I mean, he is the guy below him. The big 3 of the future, like I've said, Terry, Jefferson, DK. All right, guys, I didn't expect it to be that good. And I'm probably going to receive a lot of shit for it. But I did it as honest as I could. I gave it my all. And I actually have Justin Jefferson ranked as the 8th receiver in the league right now. Is that ridiculous? I don't know. Let me know. I hope you guys like this episode of So-and-So versus the World. Let me know in the comments of who I should do next. I don't care. It could be any position, preferably offensive. But if a defensive one gets a ton of attention, I could attempt to do it, I guess. If you guys did enjoy this video, you already know what to do. Comment, like, subscribe, turn the bell on. I do my absolute best to post every single day. If you guys are interested in following any of my social medias or sending something to my P.O. box, all that info will be in the description of this video as well. With all that shit being said, you already know the drill. I'm gonna hop off and edit this so you guys can watch it on time. I hope everybody has a fantastic rest of their Tuesday, and as always, I will see you in the next video.